This ordinary athletic field was once the cradle of U.S. Army aviation research. Following the pioneering footsteps of the Wright brothers, the United States Army established McCook Field in Dayton, Ohio, as home to its Aircraft Engineering Division. This research division would ultimately become the Air Force Research Laboratory. Countless tests of materials, engines, airframes, munitions, and instruments were conducted here. And from 1918 to the mid-1920s, over 2,400 technical reports were created from the research directed by the engineers at McCook. Less than a decade after breaking ground, the McCook facilities were disassembled and moved to Wright Field, the modern-day location of the Air Force Research Laboratory headquarters and 4 of its technology directorates. AFRL traces its roots to the visions of early pioneers who understood that research is the key to air supremacy. Through the early decades of aerospace research and development, the Air Force Laboratory System grew into 13 different labs in various locations throughout the U.S. and an Air Development Center in Rome, New York. In 1990, the Air Force consolidated the existing labs into 4 super labs: Wright, Phillips, Rome, and Armstrong. Then, in October of 1997, on the 80th anniversary of the founding of McCook Field, these labs were merged to form one unified lab, the Air Force Research Laboratory, which today consists of 9 technology directorates. The 711th Human Performance Wing is the first human-centric warfare wing to consolidate research, education, and consultation. The wing's primary mission areas are aerospace medicine, science and technology, and human systems integration. The Air Force Office of Scientific Research, AFOSR, is the basic research manager for AFRL. AFOSR invests in long-term broad-based research into aerospace-related science and engineering by forming strong productive alliances with other government agencies, U.S. industry, and the academic community. The Aerospace Systems Directorate brings together world-class facilities, including rocket testing facilities, supersonic and subsonic wind tunnels, and a flight simulation lab. The Directed Energy Directorate is the Air Force's center of expertise for directed energy and optical technologies, focusing on laser systems, high-power electromagnetics, weapons simulation, and directed energy and electro-optics for space superiority. The Information Directorate develops information technologies for aerospace command and control and its transition to air, space, and ground systems. The Space Vehicles Directorate develops and transitions space technologies for more effective, affordable warfighter missions. Primary mission thrusts include space-based surveillance and space capability protection. The Materials and Manufacturing Directorate develops materials, processes, and manufacturing technologies for use in aerospace applications. The Munitions Directorate develops, demonstrates, and transitions science and technology for air-launched munitions for defeating ground-fixed, mobile relocatable, air, and space targets. The Sensors Directorate leads the discovery, development, and integration of affordable sensor and countermeasure technologies for our warfighters. The Directorate develops sensors for air and space reconnaissance, surveillance, precision engagement, and electronic warfare systems. The Air Force Research Laboratory is solely responsible for the research and development that keeps the United States Air Force the best in the world. Every groundbreaking Air Force technology is generated by the scientists, engineers, and support staff in AFRL, whose collective genius and hard work keep over 500,000 Air Force personnel on the cutting edge.
The Air Force Research Lab does many things for the Air Force, and I feel one of the most important is being able to stay at the bleeding edge of technology development.
The next generation of warfighter will be armed with laptops. What I do is equip each of them in their own way and give them technology to help make their missions more successful.
My job helps the warfighter have better sensing capabilities, especially in the optical regime and IR detection.
These technologies are paramount to the survivability of our warfighter. Whether they want to be able to call them medical evacuation, these communication systems has to be very reliable in order for them to execute the mission.
The warfighter, we get to take this technology, we get to come up with solutions that matter and make a difference.
When I wake up and I go to work, the problems that I solve and the technologies that I work on could potentially save soldiers' lives.
Today, a century after the birth of U.S. military aviation research, airmen turn to AFRL when an urgent battlefield requirement is identified, and it is AFRL they count on to develop the technologies that will be needed 10, 20, 30, even 40 years from now. Powered by airmen, fueled by innovation, the Air Force Research Laboratory provides unflagging support for the United States Air Force and its mission to fly, fight, and win.